Hello, everybody. This is Ann Tucker. Today I'm talking with Sharon Hall, parent, path founder, around the idea and theme of identity as a parent of a child with special needs, and kind of around the freedom that we find when we stop and lose the identity around being a parent of a child with special needs. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ann?
Good. So just so people kind of have a background, Sharon, Sue, and Meredith and I had a very spontaneous conversation last week around the idea of just dropping your identity as a parent of a child who has special needs and what that means. Because once we stop perceiving ourselves as people who are taking care of or living with a person with special needs, the person who has the special needs maybe don't look so special anymore. So, Sharon, tell us a little bit about your journey and your path around having this identity.
Well, my personal journey with a special needs child has created oh, well, look at me. I'm special. I have to do this and this and this and this because my son just can't get it, and so it separates me from everybody else. And as I become more aware of where Jaden is coming from and where he has been, of losing the abusiveness of fighting and not being there, he's starting to go to communicating with me more, talking things out with me. He doesn't need to be belligerent or in any of those ways. And also, as he is progressing in the communication, so is his independence of doing his own schoolwork. He doesn't need as much help. He doesn't need me to sit by him like we had to in the past. He's all of a sudden becoming very independent, which I'm loving, but at the same time I'm getting in trouble. I'm losing my identity in the fact that he doesn't need me. And he's like, Mom, leave me alone.
And you know what's so funny, Sharon, that you all along probably didn't want him to need you as much as he needed you. And now that he's not, you've gotten in, and I did the same thing. You know, I've gotten in this pattern of being so needed all the time. And then as your kid is progressing and not needing you as much, it feels a little bit like a loss. Can I add one more thing on that I thought was really awesome that I related to?
Yes.
In the beginning of the interview, you talked about how when Jaden maybe was first diagnosed and he had this diagnosis, and you then have this identity as a mom who had a special needs kid, and you said that you kind of identified as being special yourself. Like, look how awesome I am. And maybe I'm projecting because I did this a lot. Look what an awesome, self-sacrificing, amazing mom I am, that I have these two kids that are so special and need so much, that means I must be so special too, that I got this, whatever, burden, this gift. And what I really related to you is when you said that feeling special, whether it be a good way or a bad way, separates you from people. And I completely related to that part of your story.
Yes. Yeah, as I'm letting go, I'm finding that I am not separating myself from others. And that's a very uncomfortable feeling, to have to come to a point where, oh my gosh, look at me. I have to accept myself, and as I accept myself more, is that I'm just a mom. I'm trying to get through each day, and I find that I accept more moms even more so than I did before when I was separating myself.
Beautiful.
So I'm finding myself.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Finish that thought.
Well, and as I find myself letting go of the separation, I'm becoming more connected with people and more a camaraderie with people that I never had before when I was trying to feel special.
Cool. can I ask this too for people who are listening? How did you get to the point when you were able to drop the barrier between you and other people surrounding your identity of having a child with issues? Can you talk a little bit about like what triggered that, dropping it? I mean, I can speak for me. It just got too painful to do it. I had to start, and I mean, it's a process. I still feel like I have it a little bit, but I'm easing out of it because it's too painful to be separate at this point. What triggered that change in you, or the process?
The process is I have another typical child who has been demanding that I look at him, pay attention to him, and it's extremely painful, and the more I was being say, look at me, the more I had to change and let go. And he would bring something else up in me, and I would find a way to let go of that emotion, and then he would bring something else up in me, and I'd find a way to let go of that emotion. And this morning he's doing the same thing, and so it's just a process, and each day gets better and better. It's not an overnight, oh, I'm cured.
Yeah, I know, but don't we all want that? I love to like flip a switch and have it all be better. I know. I was just, and I've said this a million times to people, so I'm going to say it to you again, and hopefully people who are listening. I remember, if I look back a decade ago when my boys were toddlers, 1 and 2, and just the sheer amount of stress and grief and emotional pain it took to get through each day, I literally look back and have no idea how I survived it. And to the place I am now, it was a process. I mean, it's a decade-long process. It'll probably be a whole other decade-long, too. I don't think it's ever ending. It's not black and white. It's more shades of gray, and I'm getting closer and closer to white. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Because I find that the more I add more shades of gray, and then they get lighter and lighter. But there's always something new that you can expand on and change yourself to become a better person that you want to become. So it's a never-ending process. Personally, I don't see myself completing the process.
Right.
So
it just gets easier and easier the longer you're on the path.
Correct. So for me, it used to take me 3 weeks to get through one issue. And now I'm down to, it's down to 24 hours. I'll be glad when I can get it down to a minute, And depending on the issue. If they're really big, it is 24 hours. Some of them it's all, I know how to flip this, and I'll flip it immediately.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I had, it must have been a couple weeks ago, I had a huge envy, jealousy issue pop up for me. And my MO is usually not envy and jealousy. Usually it's fear and anxiety. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I am so jealous. I could rip this person's eyes out. Like, that's how bad I felt. And I was literally able to shift that within 5 minutes just by changing my thought around something. And I don't want to go into the whole story because it's too personal, but that issue would have taken me months to clear before. And I was able to flip it in just a matter of minutes, which was really cool and really exciting.
Wow, congratulations.
I know, and I feel like I've made this interview more about me than you. But is there anything else you'd like is there anything else you'd like to add, Sharon, before we hang up?
No, just like what you said, when you have those moments, pat yourself on the back because those are big, huge. To stop it from 3 months to 5 minutes, and then you can become that better mom that you're looking for, and then after that. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sharon. And the bottom line is this: who needs an angry, jealous mother? I'm not doing my kids any favor if I'm holding on to resentment and bitterness and jealousy and anger. Like, it's for everyone's benefit when we clear ourselves and make sure we're not spreading around our emotional poison all over the place.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for talking today.
Oh, and, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're the best. Take care, Sharon.
You too. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.